Most people, to the untrained eye, are going to sit here and say that this owner starved her dogs.
We're going to head up to that dog call right now. So we'll go out, we'll assess the situation.
I mean, look at it. These dogs look like garbage. I mean, that's just not... Did you see there's bags of food there?
She was very upset about losing all of her cats. She called me up a few times in tears.
I need my photos. I need to be able to paint this picture for the judge so that he sees what I see.
In a world where loyal companions await, one place stands as their beacon of hope. The Pet Resource Center of Hillsborough County, where you can adopt your very own superhero. Adopt a dog. Find your sidekick and unlock the power of unconditional love. Suit up, show up, and adopt today. For more information, visit hcfl.gov/pets. Getting where you need to go shouldn't be a struggle. That's why Hillsborough County offers Sunshine Line, a transportation service for residents who need a little extra help. If you have no mode of transportation, you may qualify for Sunshine Line's door-to-door service based on age, disability, or income. For those who live in the Hart service area, you may be eligible for an income-based bus pass program. Sunshine Line's trained drivers provide safe, shared rides, helping you to and from the vehicle and making sure you're secured every step of the way. Scheduling is simple. Just call 813-272-7272 to see if you qualify and start your application process today. Sunshine Line is here to keep you moving safely, affordably, and with a smile. Visit hcfl.gov/sunshineline to learn more and get started today. Sunshine Line, Hillsborough's ride on the bright side.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Board of County Commissioners Comprehensive Plan Amendment Workshop, March 11th, 2026, 1:30 p.m., and I'm going to call this meeting to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Hagan? Bowles?
Present.
Cameron Cepeda? I see your hand, ma'am.
Oh,
Cohen?
present. Yes, present. Sorry, it was on the thing.
Miller?
Here.
Myers?
Here.
Postal?
Here.
You have a quorum, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I think we'll go right on into the first agenda item.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melissa Leinhard, Planning Commission staff. I'll be introducing each item. For item A1, we have Miss Andrea Papandrew presenting.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Andrea Papandrew, Planning Commission staff. If you permit me one moment, I'm going to share my screen. Can you see the PowerPoint, Commissioners?
Yes.
Thank you. Andrea Papandrew, Planning Commission staff. This is HC CPA 26-01, 15728 through 15806 Westlake Drive. This is a publicly initiated map amendment. It is a small scale, approximately 15.04 acres. The request is to go from the Wamama Village Residential 2 and Residential 4 categories to the Residential 4 Future Land Use category. In 2025, the Board of County Commissioners expanded the urban service area and changed all of the rural WVR2 Future Land Use category in Wamama to Residential 4, Natural Preservation Residential 1. For this amendment, these split parcels are within the urban service area and were not subject to previous board direction. Staff have identified these 3 parcels as the last properties with a WVR2 Future Land Use category in Hillsborough County and are recommending a change to Residential 4 to provide greater consistency with previous board direction. The site is in the southern portion of the county. It is within the urban service area and the Wamama Village Community Plan and the South Shore Area Wide Systems Community Plan. This is an aerial of the subject site. The site is east of Westlake Drive. Northwest is 19th Avenue Northeast. Further west is US Highway 301 South. The site is composed of 3 parcels. The northernmost parcel is vacant, and the other 2 are single-family detached. Surrounding the site is a mixture of agricultural land, single-family residential, HOA common property, and vacant land. Further north, west, east, and south are public, quasi-public institutional uses, and to the east is the Baum Road Scrub and land owned by the Bullfrog Creek Mitigation Bank. A more zoomed-out aerial map is included within your packets. The 3 properties have an adopted future land use of Wamama Village Residential 2 and Residential 4. Surrounding the site on all sides is the Residential 4 future land use category. Property to the east and further south and north of the site was changed to Residential 4 by the board last year. Further south is the natural preservation category. So the proposal is to move to the Residential 4 future land use category. The existing categories would allow approximately up to 43 units and up to 163,785 square feet. However, the site currently is not within the Wamama Downtown East District, where commercial, office, and industrial uses may be considered. It would allow only consideration of residential support uses currently. The proposed change to Residential 4 would increase density up to 60 units and allow commercial consideration at the same intensity. But it would be subject to meeting commercial locational criteria. Since these are the last WVR2 parcels in the county, If this amendment is adopted, there will be a future public amendment to remove the WVR2 language in the comprehensive plan. That concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have anybody that has any questions on this one? Seeing none. I just wanted to say, I think you answered my question at the very end of your presentation. The 3 parcels to the bottom we did recently, right? So those were recently done and those were privately initiated. Is that correct?
To the very south of the site.
What looks south on them?
Yeah.
It looks. Oh, yeah.
Commissioner Miller, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I believe you're referring to the other ones that are much further south. That's the ones that we recently nicked off. The
But
one near here that we recently did was the Aston Farms Ranch.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just to clarify, when this comes, you said that you would bring forth to get rid of the WVR2. Is that correct?
So these are the last parcels in the county that have WVR2. So if this amendment's adopted and that category is changed to Res 4, then there would be no more of that WVR2 category on the map. So the next step would be to look at a future public amendment to remove the WVR2 language from the comprehensive plan if the category is no longer on the future land use map.
Thank you. Thank you for that. If there's no other questions, we can move on to the next item.
Commissioners, items A2 and A3, which is HCCPA 2602 and 2603. The applicant has continued these items to the April cycle of plan amendments. So you will see them in the future, but we will not present them today. So that brings us to item A4, which will be presented by Erica Larson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Erica Larson, Planning Commission staff. If you'll permit me a moment I'm going to share my screen.
Erica, go ahead and go to display settings at the top.
Okay.
Hit that button for me real quick and go to, let's see, it's either swap presenter or duplicate slideshow. There you go. Now you're full screen.
Okay. I'm here to present HCCPA 26-04, located at Bird Island and Sunken Island. Let me get rid of this. This is a privately initiated map amendment that is small in scale and approximately 49.72 acres. The applicant is requesting the change the future land use designation from not classified to natural preservation. This is the general location map. The site is in the rural area and within the limits of the Gibsonton Community Plan. This amendment is located in the southwestern Hillsborough County region, west of the Alafaya River and southwest of the Mosaic fertilizer plant. Here's an aerial of the site. The site is outlined in pink and the blue line indicates the urban service area boundary. The site contains significant bird wildlife habitat, is located within the coastal high hazard area, and is also in the FEMA flood zone BE. Currently, the existing future land use designation is not classified for these two islands. Heavy industrial is to the northeast and residential one uses are to the east. The applicant is proposing to amend the future land use category to natural preservation. This amendment establishes a natural preservation future land use designation for bird and sunken islands, where no future land use currently exists, thereby formalizing long-term environmental protection. Next are the impacts. No residential development is permitted except for facilities determined necessary to serve a caretaker of the recreational/environmental property or for compatible recreational/educational development. The proposed amendment will allow for a clarification and development potential by allowing the designation of the site as natural preservation, limiting uses to conservation, open space, and passive nature parks. This concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Any questions,
I do. I've got a question.
Commissioner?
I've never done this before, nor recall it coming up. Where is this in relation to, for those of us that went through it, the Beer Can Island? Just thinking of the name. Is this close to that?
I don't believe so, but I can double check and confirm with you.
I'm just asking because I just don't know what the implications are of us expanding the urban service area over an island. And if in any way, I understand that this one's natural preservation, but I don't want it to imply that we're willing to expand urban services like fire rescue, etc., for any of these sunken islands out here that we don't know about, and it starts something, you know?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yes, if I may, Commissioner, we can dive a little bit deeper into that during the public hearing and the PowerPoint. We can do a little bit more research for you and bring that back to you when you see it.
Okay. All right.
Good
Thank
questions.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, an excellent point, actually. I wasn't here when you all were managing that, but I've heard all about it. And I believe that it's to the north, but I'd have to actually expand the map to see where these are to do it. But I was trying to remember when I was out there on my boat tour. Commissioner Bowles?
Yeah. If I recall, this is also an island it has like a lot of barriers out there. When EPC takes you out in the bay, one of their launches is there in that Gibsonton area. I think that's not too far away from where that is. But does who initiated this? You said the applicant. Who's the applicant in this? Did I miss that?
It was initiated by Mosaic.
It was okay. So it's Mosaic because they control. I say they control. They have control of those islands right now. And I know that they have them kind of set aside for. They have like all these wave mitigation barriers up there to keep it protected. They have a lot of birds. I've seen on those islands as well when I've been out in the bay. But I just was just curious about that. So thank you.
Welcome.
Any other questions, Commissioner? Seeing the next item, please.
Yes, the next item is 2605, and the presenter is Lily Linehan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Give me one moment. Just need to. All right. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Lillian Linehan, Planning Commission staff. I'm here to present HCCPA 2605, located at 18308 Dorman Road. This is a privately initiated map amendment that is large in scale and approximately 190 acres. The applicant is requesting to expand the urban service area. The amendment is associated with HCCPA 2606, which is a request to change the future land use designation from agricultural rural 1 to 5 to residential 2. This is the general location map. This application, as previously mentioned, is associated with HCCPA 2606. It is in the rural area and within the limits of the South Shore area-wide systems plan, and it is located north of Dorman Road, east of Boyett Road, and south of Lithia Pinecrest Road. Here is an aerial of the site. The site is outlined in pink, and the blue line indicates the urban service area boundary. And the predominant land use in the area is single-family residential. The proposed amendment would bring approximately 190 acres into the urban service area, requiring at a minimum connection to public water and sewer. This concludes my presentation for HC CPA 2605, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions?
I would just like to make a comment and encourage all of my fellow commissioners to this item is timely after the receipt of the letter from the chair of the Planning Commission this morning. It's a good read, and it's probably something that we need to take up. I'm going to be figuring out how to make sure we bring it up as an item, but the hot spotting of the expansion of the urban service area in relation to the old legacy way that's there and basically not even functioning as it was intended to be anymore. It's probably a good time for us to look at these that keep coming, figure out why, and figure out a way to do proper planning moving forward. But I know that Dorman Road is a really tough spot. I haven't had the opportunity to dig into any of these items yet, but I know that I'm going to be taking a good look at this one. It's an incredibly tiny road, so I'll yield, Ms. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I don't see anyone. Next item, please.
Okay, the next item goes right into the same site and the same presenter. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Lillian Linehan, Planning Commission staff, and I'm here to present HCCPA 2606, located at 18308 Dorman Road. This is a privately initiated map amendment that is large in scale and approximately 190 acres. The applicant is requesting to change the future land use from agricultural rural 1 to 5 to residential 2. This is the general location map. This is associated with HCCPA 2605. It is in the rural area within the limits of the South Shore area-wide systems plan and is located north of Dorman Road, east of Boyett Road, and south of Lithia Pinecrest Road. Again, here's an aerial of the site. The site is outlined in pink, and the blue line indicates the urban service area boundary. Currently, the future land use designation is agricultural rural 1 to 5. This category allows for 1 dwelling unit per 5 gross acres and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. This designation allows for the consideration of farms, ranches, feedlots, residential, neighborhood commercial, offices, industrial uses related to agricultural uses, and mining related activities. Other future land use categories shown in this map include residential 1, residential plan 2, residential 2, and natural preservation. The applicant is proposing to amend the future land use category to residential 2. The residential 2 category allows for 2 dwelling units per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, residential, neighborhood commercial, office uses, and multi-purpose projects. Currently, under the agricultural rural 1 to 5 designation, the site could consider up to 38 dwelling units or approximately 2 million square feet of non-residential uses. And under the proposed future land use designation of residential 2, the site could consider up to 380 dwelling units or approximately 2 million square feet of non-residential uses. Proposed amendment will increase the maximum potential residential density and will not change the maximum potential non-residential intensity. This concludes my presentation for HCCPA 2606, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Next item, please.
Yes, the next item is item A7, which will be presented by Alexis Myers. Alexis, are you able to share your screen or do you need HTV?
I can share the screen.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay, good afternoon, Commissioners. Alexis Myers, Planning Commission staff. I'm here to present HCCPA 2607, located northwest of Hillsborough Avenue and George Road. This is a privately initiated map amendment that is small in scale and approximately 6.7 acres. The applicant is requesting to change the future land use designation from residential 6 and office commercial 20 to light industrial planned. This is the general location map. It is in the urban service area within the limits of the Town and Country Community Plan. It is located north of Hillsborough Avenue and west of George Road. Here is the aerial of the site. The site is outlined in pink. Vacant land is currently on the subject site. This property is located in the Evacuation Zone A, FEMA Flood Zone AE, and Coastal High Hazard Area. Light commercial uses are located south, west, and east across George Road. Light industrial uses are also to the east across George Road and west along Hillsborough Avenue. Public, quasi-public, institutional, and single-family uses are to the north and west. Currently, the future land use designation is residential 6 and office commercial 20. The Res 6 category allows 6 dwelling units per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. The designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, residential, neighborhood commercial, office uses, multi-purpose projects, and mixed-use development. The OC20 category allows 20 dwelling units per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.75. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, community commercial type uses, office uses, mixed-use developments, and compatible residential uses. Other future land use categories shown in this map include urban mixed use 20 and community mixed use 12 to the east and residential 20 further southwest. The applicant is proposing to amend the future land use category to light industrial planned. The LIP category allows a maximum floor area ratio of 0.75. Residential is not allowed in this category except limited accessory residential, for example, on-site security guards. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, light industrial uses such as processing, manufacturing, recycling, and storage of materials as the predominant uses, including support offices, warehousing, and retail uses. Next are the impacts as far as existing conditions. Currently under Res 6 and OC20, the site could consider up to 28 dwelling units or 51,945 square feet of non-residential uses. Under the proposed LIP designation, the site could consider 155,835 square feet of non-residential uses. The proposed amendment will eliminate any potential residential density, allow greater commercial intensity, and introduce light industrial uses. And this concludes my presentation for ACCPA 2607. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Alexis. Any questions, commissioners? Do not see any. Next item, please.
Yes, that brings us to item A8, which is also presented by Alexis Myers.
Yes. Good afternoon, commissioners. Just pull up the PowerPoint. Good afternoon, commissioners. Alexis Myers, Planning Commission staff. I'm here to present HCCPA. I'm here to present HCCPA 2608, located at 10051 to 10057 East Fowler Avenue and 10220 Harney Road. This is a privately initiated map amendment that is small in scale and approximately 1.28 acres. The applicant is requesting to change the future land use category from residential 4 to light industrial planned. This is the general location map. The site is in the rural area within the limits of the Tonota-Sassa Community Plan. It is located north of Harney Road and south of East Fowler Avenue. Here is the aerial of the site. The site is outlined in pink. Light industrial, single family, and vacant land is currently located on the subject property. The site is in the FEMA Flood Zone AE. Single family uses are immediately west, north across East Fowler Avenue, and south across Harney Road. Heavy and light commercial uses are located east and to the north. Agriculture is to the south and east across Harney Road. Currently, the future land use designation is residential 4. The Res 4 category allows 4 dwelling units per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, residential, neighborhood commercial, office uses, and multi-purpose projects. Other future land use categories shown in this map include suburban mixed use 6 to the north and residential 1 and agricultural estate 1 to 2.5 to the east. The applicant is proposing to amend the future land use category to light industrial planned. The LIP category allows a maximum floor area ratio of 0.75. Residential is not allowed in this category except limited accessory residential, for example, on-site security guards. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, light industrial uses such as processing, manufacturing, recycling, and storage of materials as a predominant uses, including support offices, warehousing, and retail uses. Next are the impacts. As far as existing conditions, currently under Res 4, the site could consider up to 5 dwelling units or 13,939 square feet of non-residential uses. Under the proposed LIP designation, the site could consider 41,817 square feet of non-residential uses. The proposed amendment will eliminate any potential residential density, allow greater commercial intensity, and introduce light industrial uses. And this concludes my presentation for ACCPA 2608. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Alexis. Any questions, commissioners?
I do, Madam Vice Chair.
Go ahead.
Could you go back, Mrs. Myers, to what's currently there, just because it's in a sea of yellow?
Yes. Let me go back to the adopted. So or actually I'll go back to the aerial.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, so the site has light industrial, single family and vacant land on the property. And then there's single family to, immediately west, and then to the north across East Fowler Avenue, and as well as to the south across Horny Road. And then there's a gas station right to the east of the property. And then there's agriculture to the south and to the north as well.
Okay. Okay. Very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Any other questions, commissioners? Next item, please.
That brings us to item A9, which will be presented by Tyreek Royal.
Hello, good afternoon, commissioners. This is Tyreek Royal, Planning Commission staff. And today I'll be presenting HCCPA 2609, located southwest of State Road 60 and Turkey Creek Road. This request is privately initiated. It's a large-scale map amendment, approximately 483 acres. The request is to change the land use designation from Energy Innovation Park to Light Industrial Plan. The location of the site is in the eastern portion of Hillsborough County. It's part of the January 2026 cycle within the urban service area, and it's not within the limits of the community plan. Here you can see the area of the site. It's outlined in pink. It's located south of State Road 60. Multiple uses, which include mobile home parks to the north. We've got public, quasi-public uses to the east, and that's Medard Park. And agricultural uses also surround the site. Again, the site's in the Energy Innovation Park future land use category, which allows for the consideration for industrial, manufacturing, and processing, alternative renewable energy production, agricultural, and residential uses within Pocket E. The applicant's requesting to change the land use category from EIP to LIP. The LIP allows for consideration of agricultural, light industrial uses. That includes processing, manufacturing, recycling, and storage of materials as the predominant uses, including support offices, warehousing, and retail uses. Onto the impacts. The Energy Innovation Park, future land use category, and light industrial plan category both allow for industrial and related employment uses. But they do both differ significantly in purpose, land use mix, and regulatory structure. The EIP is designated as a renewable energy focused mixed use district where alternative energy production and research are the central components, which must be developed first or concurrently with other uses. It requires that at least 20% of the gross land area be dedicated to energy related uses. That includes renewable technology such as solar, wind, biomass, or waste to energy, and that mandates the construction of renewable energy producing facilities with specified product outputs, along with enhanced buffering, the requirement to connect to sewer and water, and open space requirement of 15% of the total area. While the EIP allows for industrial, manufacturing, warehousing uses, these are all limited to the gross land area, and also permits residential Pocket E, retail, commercial, offices, agricultural, research, and institutional uses within defined limits to support a mixed-use innovative environment. In contrast, the LIP category is a traditional industrial land use designation, and that's intended primarily for processing, manufacturing, recycling, storage, warehousing, and related support offices, or limited retail uses. The LIP does not require new renewable energy production. It does not include a structured mix of residential or research uses, and does not impose specific land use allocation percentages tied to energy production. Overall, EIP functions as a specialized energy innovation and mixed-use district, whereas LIP serves as a conventional light industrial area focused on employment generating industrial activities. And that concludes my presentation. I'm here for any questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Any questions, commissioners?
Yeah, sorry to keep having all the questions, but is this removal for EIP over the whole 3,000 acres, or is it an east-west situation? Sorry if I missed that.
No, you're fine. Yeah, so it's just a portion of the site. It's about 483 acres. So you can see here, this is existing EIP. We've got more EIP to the south, to the west, and a small portion here to the east of the site. So this is north.
Go ahead.
Yeah, northeast portion of the EIP.
Northeast portion. Okay.
So I have a question. Is if possible, do you have handy the full map like this in relation to
the area?
I don't know if you saw me pick up my phone. That's what I was looking at. I was trying to see like the subdivision that was just approved. Is that to the south and west?
Yeah, so the subdivision is within Pocket E, south of the site and south of the CSX railroad track. So that's not depicted here in the aerial. This is a large site, so.
And Madam Vice Chair, if I may add, there were also two plan amendments to the south of EIP, like outside of those current limits, recently as well. And we can provide a larger aerial and adopted future land use map for you all when we present to you at the public hearing, if that would be helpful to see, the whole site.
It would definitely be helpful. It appears to me, Commissioner Whistle, that this is the east portion of the EIP.
Yeah. That's
who would be the applicant?
Yeah, so it's privately initiated. So the EIP has a variety of applicants, and this is just one of the applicants that are trying to remove themselves from EIP.
But the particular applicant is Cami Corbett, yes, Tyreek?
Okay, that tells me.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Any other questions, Commissioner? Thank you. Next item.
Yes, the next item we have is item A10, and the presenter is Lily Linehan. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Lillian Linehan, Planning Commission staff, here to present HC CPA 2610, located southeast of Kingsway Road and Tennessee Road. This is a privately initiated map amendment that is small in scale and approximately 24.22 acres. The applicant is requesting to change the future land use from agricultural rural 1 to 5 and residential 1 to residential 2. This is the general location map. It is in the rural area within the limits of the Tennessee Community Plan. It is located along Lake Tennessee and is south of Tennessee Road and east of North Kingsway Road. Here is an aerial of the site. The site is outlined in pink. The site is currently undeveloped and is surrounded by agricultural and single-family land uses. Currently, the future land use designation is agricultural rural 1 to 5 and residential 1. The agricultural rural 1 to 5 category allows for 1 dwelling unit per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. This designation allows for the consideration of farms, ranches, feedlots, residential, neighborhood, commercial, offices, industrial uses related to agricultural uses, and mining-related activities. The residential 1 category allows 1 dwelling unit per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural farms, ranches, residential neighborhood, commercial offices, and multi-purpose projects. The site is currently surrounded by the agricultural rural 1 to 5 and residential 1 future land use designations. The applicant is proposing to amend the future land use category to residential 2. The residential 2 category allows for 2 dwelling units per gross acre and a maximum floor area ratio of 0.25. This designation allows for the consideration of agricultural, residential, neighborhood, commercial, office uses, and multi-purpose projects. Currently, under the agricultural rural 1 to 5 and residential 1 designations, the site could consider up to 16 dwelling units or 263,755 square feet of non-residential uses. And under the proposed future land use designation of residential 2, the site could consider up to 48 dwelling units or 263,755 square feet of non-residential uses. The proposed amendment will increase the maximum potential residential density and will not change the maximum potential non-residential intensity. This concludes my presentation for HCCPA 2610. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, Commissioner?
I would just say to my fellow commissioners that that's a tough road. So it has a lot of history going on with it. So I look forward to reading more about the item.
Anyone else? Last item, please.
Yes, ma'am. Last item is HCCPA 26-11, which will be presented by Katrina Corcoran.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Please give me one moment while I share my screen. And I would just like to confirm that everyone can see the full-size presentation.
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. Again, Katrina Corcoran, Planning Commission staff. I'm here today to present HCCPA 2611. This is a text amendment to the Quarter Preservation Plan map. Some background on this request. This is a publicly initiated text amendment. The applicant is Hillsborough County's Community and Infrastructure Planning Department, or CIP. Again, this is a text amendment that would be adding an interchange, which is the Fort Hamer interchange, to the adopted Quarter Preservation Plan map. I would also like to note that although this is a text amendment, this is a change only to a map and there is no policy language associated with this amendment. This interchange is also a potential connection to proposed Fort Hamer Road, which I'll have more information on later in the slides. So starting off with some background on this amendment, we have the Mobility Sections map series, which includes map 1, which is the adopted Quarter Preservation Plan map that you see here on the slide. I'd like to give some background information on the Quarter Preservation Plan. It is utilized to protect future right-of-way from encroachment, provide connectivity, and ensure transportation corridors are adequate to serve planned growth and development patterns as defined in the future land use section. The map identifies the number of additional lanes needed on existing corridors or for new roadway connections. It also shows intersections and interchanges identified for either grade separation or reconfiguration. In coordination with the Land Development Code, or LDC, the Quarter Preservation Plan map is utilized to establish setbacks for development and provide clarity about development potential within future right-of-way. In terms of the LDC, this map is utilized to enforce Section 5.11 on transportation corridor management, particularly sections 5.11.05 on consistency with the transportation plan and protection from encroachment, and 5.11.09 in terms of interim use of reserved land. This slide shows the applicant's proposed changes with the addition of the proposed Fort Hamer Road interchange, which you can see in the southernmost portion of Hillsborough County. Again, this is a publicly initiated text amendment that would be adding that interchange within the existing I-75 right-of-way to the Quarter Preservation Plan map. This interchange is not currently constructed, and it is proposed in the area south of the Little Manatee River and north of the Manatee County line on I-75. Adding this interchange to the Quarter Preservation Plan map will align the map with the Transportation Planning Organization's Access 2050 Long Range Transportation Plan, or LRTP. The proposed Fort Hamer Road interchange is listed in the LRTP as an unfunded need. Since I know that that map is quite broad, I did zoom in a little bit here on this slide showing the proposed interchange. Again, this interchange is a potential future connection to a proposed roadway, Fort Hamer Road, that is connecting from the Hillsborough County line to US 41. You can see that roadway in orange intersecting with the red circle that is the interchange. The roadway is currently not constructed. If that roadway sounds familiar, it is because it was a part of a separately privately initiated text amendment to the Quarter Preservation Plan map that was adopted by this board in January. Did want to note that the roadway is shown on my slides since it is now effective. However, at the time of the packet that you all received, it was not effective, so not shown in that packet. This concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Katrina. Any questions, commissioners?
I just have a quick statement. Vice Chair again, sorry. Just I've seen the uproar about this road on social media some, and a little bit of history is that a long time ago there was a commissioner that convinced East Hillsborough to aggressively oppose the corridor preservation for a little road called Lithia Pinecrest. And that commissioner was successful in that endeavor with the promise that if they opposed the corridor preservation, it would halt all development. We know that that is opposite of the reality that exists today, and not making sure that we move forward with corridor preservations whenever they're opted for. It's the same thing happened on 301. If you didn't know that, for the greater Northeast portion, that was offered up and it was not taken. That wasn't to the county, that was to FDOT at the time. But oftentimes, if you don't proceed with preserving these corridors, eventually it's going to bite you, and taking that opportunity when it's offered seems to be the way forward. So thank you very much.
I would agree with those comments for certain. I haven't seen the top on this one though yet, Commissioner, but I'm very familiar with Lithia Pinecrest. So. Any other questions or comments, Commissioners? Anyone else? With that, then we would be adjourned. Thank you all very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Vice Chair.